My name is Cindy Van Vrede, and I'm hoping that this video would contribute to the It Gets Better project because I feel very strongly about this. For those of you young people, I lived in a small town in northern Wisconsin, and my high school time was very rough. It was made more difficult for the fact that my family was getting a divorce at the time. My parents were, and my family life wasn't stable. It wasn't something I could talk to my friends about because my mom asked me to keep it a secret. And I felt different, but I couldn't put a word to that differentness, and I couldn't talk to my parents about it because their lives were in such chaos. And it was just a really hard time, and high school was really hard. And I thought if I could just hold on until I got to college. It wasn't a question of if I was going to go to college, it was when I was going to go to college, because I was going come hell or high water. And it took everything I had. It did get better once I got out of high school, and I graduated in May, because I didn't see those people every day anymore. So that was one thing that really helps, and it will help you too, is that you don't see those people the day after you graduate from high school. The other thing is that I went to college in August. I started in August. And my high school English teacher, Mrs. Short, said to me, she says, Cindy, you know, college is different than high school. And she was right. College was different from high school. What she neglected to tell me was that it was a gazillion times better than high school. And it was. College, I met people like me who wanted to learn small town northern Wisconsin. You don't get that as much. And so I met people who were more like me. I took classes that were interesting, where I was learning things, and I had teachers who inspired me. And it was the most fantastic experience. And I did a semester abroad because one of the things I like to do is travel. And so it does get better immediately after high school. Unfortunately, you got to hang in there until then. And I know that if you're in a larger city or even kind of a town close to a college community, you have resources available to you. But if you grew up in a northern a community, a very small community like I did in northern Wisconsin, I know that you just don't have those resources. And everybody can talk about how you can make it better yourself, but the reality is that, you know, maybe you can't, but you can hang in there. You can hang on and just talk to somebody, whether it's a family member, an aunt, a friend's mom, you know, a teacher or a guidance counselor, although sometimes I know those aren't very helpful. Or call the Trevor Project and talk to somebody. At least talk to somebody, get somebody on your side, get somebody there to give you some kind words, because you need those every once in a while. And the other thing I want you all to remember is that you also have rights. And if you go to your school and you tell them to get these bullies to stop and they don't do it, you got a legal recourse, and I advise you to use it. You can go online to ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, and they will jump to take your case, because there's nothing better that they like to do than to slap down bullies, and they can do that with a lawsuit. And let me tell you, and I've learned this throughout the years, is that people usually don't stop doing something until it starts costing them. So hit them in the pocketbook, sue them. The ACLU will work for you, and they won't charge you. And this is your opportunity to get back at the bullies in a way that, you know, you can fight the law, but the law wins, okay? And that's where it goes. And when I talk about things getting better, you got resources available to you even in a small town if you got a computer and you're watching this. You know, I said earlier that I took a semester abroad because I like to travel. And that's true. I have traveled all over the world. I've been to Europe several times, the Caribbean. I've been all over the United States. And one of the things that I like about traveling is meeting gays and lesbians wherever I go. And I'll tell you this story before signing off. I like to travel with a gay friend of mine. His name is Joe. And Joe has a grandson named Brian. And Brian was being just terribly bullied at school for being gay. And Joe and I were going out to Las Vegas, so we took Brian with us. Brian was 16 at the time. And, you know, I mean, for two adults to take basically a kid to, you know, a gambling mecca, hello. But we did take Brian with us because we wanted to share with him the idea that it does get better when you get out of high school. And so we were in Vegas, and the first person we met who was gay was the night manager at our hotel. And what he did is that he comped our meals for us. That means that whenever we ate at our hotel, it was free. He gave us all our meals for free. Then we went on a tour of the Hoover Dam, and our dam guide was gay, as well as the two women we met in the parking lot at the mall. So what we were trying to show to Brian is that gay people are wherever you go, and they're leading happy, productive lives. So our last night in Vegas, we decided to go to Circus for dinner, and there's a table there of a bunch of women. And Joe says to me, he says, do they look like family to you? And that's our code word for, you know, family is our code word for gay. Do they look gay to you? And I looked at him, I said, well, yeah, they're setting off my decometer, which is my code word for gaydar. And but there was only one way to find out. We sent a bottle of wine to their table. And these women were like, who sent this wine? So they invited us over. Well, it turns out there were 5 lesbian veterinarians from El Paso, Texas, who were there on a vacation, or convention. So anyways, you know, we partied with them, we had dinner with them, we drank wine and all kinds of stuff, until literally we closed down the restaurant at Circus. And everybody at the restaurant, the servers, the other patrons, they thought we knew these people. And the concierge says to us on our way out, he says, well, I'm so glad you met up with your friends here tonight. And we said, what are you talking about? We never met them before tonight. And his jaw would have, if it could have hit the ground, it would have, because of the way we got along and how much fun we were having. He thought we were friends from a long time ago, and it wasn't. We were new friends that we just made that night when we sent them a bottle of wine to their table. So I just wanted to tell you that gays and lesbians are everywhere that you want to go. Everywhere you do go, they're there. And they're leading happy, productive lives. And you can too, but you got to hang in there. You got to at least get out of high school. And if high school's too much for you, consider some alternatives. There's online schools if you decide to take that route, or you can fight back. And by fighting back, I mean contacting the ACLU and kicking some butt, okay? Get the legal machine behind you and start doing what you need to do. And that is, hit them in the pocketbook, and that'll, do well for you in the future. And so, good luck to you. And like I said, if you're in a small community, I know it's going to be hard, but hang in there. It does get better. It will get better. If I could write you $1 million guarantee, I would, because it does get better. Thank you, and good luck. Okay? We really care, and we want you to be there, and we want you to enjoy what life has to offer. Thanks.